My name is Connor Bent, and first I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Hesburgh Yusko Scholars Program for this opportunity to kind of help you to get to know me better, and to help so that you can make as informed a decision as you possibly can. And a little bit of a preface that I just wanted to explain to you is that at first, after I immediately read the prompts, I thought that the thing that I wanted to do was I want to do something that was as outside the box, as unique, as different as possible, because I thought that would maybe help me differentiate from the other applicants a little bit more. So I thought that I would do something that was a documentary somewhat similar to Waiting for Superman, where I would compare and document a teacher at my school and interview her, and then compare and document a teacher at a lower performing school. But after I thought about it a little bit more, I thought that that really wasn't the best way to portray my ideas, what defines me, what I think about the world, how I want to contribute to the world, and how I want to make a difference. So I thought that really just the best way to go about it was just to sit down and tell you what I thought. So in regards to the first question, I think that unequivocally the biggest problem that faces our world today is the poor education that permeates so much of our world and our country. How through the charity that I've started, Give a Fighting Chance, and a mentoring program that is in my high school, I've really seen that at lower performing schools that I've seen in the Denver metro area, they do not receive the resources and opportunities that they deserve. They get a classroom filled with 50 students. They get a teacher who is either a first-year teacher and she was just a TA, or they get a teacher who's on tenure and frankly really is just kind of coasting towards retirement and really doesn't care about teaching these students. And they get a public education system that's kind of already given up on them. They're kind of an afterthought already because they're saying, you're already in the 15th percentile, so why work on you? You're a lost cause. And that was really the feel. I tried to deny that it was there, but that's really the feel I got when I was at these schools. And it troubled me deeply because it's not fair. We need to hold ourselves to higher standards. Educators, politicians, teachers, parents, everyone needs to make sure that we provide the support so that there is fairness, so that there is an attainability of the American dream, that truly children can create a situation where their children have a better lives than they did, where they can improve upon themselves, where they can seek something besides blue-collar employment. They can go on to higher education. And we have an education system in the United States that really isn't conducive to that right now, and it's not fair. And then also on an international level, when I was in Guatemala for a 2-week service expedition, I saw kids who don't even have education at all. There's just simply no schools. And they work and they plan for the rest of their lives, and they really don't help their children. They don't really go through a process of making sure that they can improve upon their lives for their children. They don't better themselves. They don't necessarily expand their horizons, try new things, understand new things, find out things about the world around them. And it's not okay. We need more. We need better. And I'll convince someone of this by an experience that I had where there was just such pain and despair in the eyes of one of the 10-year-old children that I tutored, because she came into class one day with a black eye. And I said, "What happened?" And she said, "It was my fault." And I said, "What do you mean it was your fault?" And she said, "I was too loud." And I said, "What do you mean?" And after about 30 minutes of coaxing, I got her to tell me that her dad physically beat her. And then I went and told the principal, and I went through the proper channels, but I was so depressed for such a long time afterwards, because I said, if we have an educational system that doesn't support them so that they can create a better future for themselves, and that they can actually not have to deal with child abuse, and where they can actually create better lives, we need to do something about this. It must change right now. The second question about the connection between service and learning, I hold the steadfast opinion that there is, without a doubt, a very, very strong connection between service and learning. I come from the belief that learning is not meant to be a static exercise. Memorizing dates, facts, and battles in a textbook is an aspect of learning, but learning also is supposed to be not a static exercise. It's supposed to be something that you take out into the world around you and apply to the greater good, to the world outside of the four walls of a classroom. Because if you learn all these things, but you can't apply them, then what's really the point of them? So through my charity where we do tutoring for ACT and SAT, and then also through a class that we have in my high school called Lasallian Service Learning, interestingly enough, I've really understood the fact that service is explicitly learning. That's what it is. It's a learning curve. It's learning about the world around you. Like for me, it was learning about the fact that I know so little about the world around me because I was coming from such a, per se, sheltered aspect that when I went out into the greater Denver metro area, I saw that there were so many different things, there were so many different facets and aspects, and how sometimes this world is infuriatingly unfair, and how I ran across kids who the only meal they have is at school, and they don't have the opportunities that I do. They don't have the opportunities that they deserve. And I've learned that through the service that I can try and help them, even if it's on a small level. Say I tutor in a class and I help 8 kids improve their ACT score by 2 points, or if I help 8 kids even have the emotional security that they feel that they have the confidence, that they have the wherewithal to go to college, that they can pursue something more, that they don't have to be like their parents. I've learned that that is something that can never be taken away from me, and I have those principles through learning. And learning and service are so intertwined that I really don't see a difference between the two in a lot of ways.